If you have visited Shanghai, Beijing, and Jiuxiang, I would highly recommend Yunnan as your next China destination. Yunnan is a province in southwestern China. It is the most diverse Chinese province in terms of landscapes, ethnic minority culture, and ancient towns. I spent more than 2 weeks in Yunnan, going from Kunming, Dali, Lijiang, Tiger Leaping Gorge, and Shangri-La. I would recommend following this route as you gradually increase in elevation to reduce the chance of altitude sickness. I took a flight from Malaysia to Kunming, transiting through Guangzhou. Kunming is Yunnan's provincial capital. The metro system connects the airport to city center. Just follow the signboards to the metro link. You do not need to buy any physical metro card. Just activate and scan using the metro card in Alipay. I stayed near Nanping Pedestrian Street and it took 40 minutes to reach the closest stop. For the first day, I would recommend visiting Stone Forest and JJiuxiang Caves located 90 kilometers from Kunming. Start very early by taking metro before 7:30 am to Kunming South Station, which will take about 50 minutes from the city center. You can then get the high-speed train around 9 am from Kunming South Station to Shilin C or Shilin West Station. It only takes 24 minutes compared to the 1.5 hours slow train from Kunming Station. Just outside the entrance of Shilin C Station, you will find the number 99 shuttle bus, which will bring you to the Shilin or Stone Forest Scenic Area. The bus ride takes about 40 minutes. If all goes well, you will reach here around 10:30 am. You can get the tickets on site at the visitor center. At the start, you will catch a shuttle that brings you to the major Stone Forest section. Then you will explore the rest of the area on foot. The tickets include access to major Stone Forest, minor Stone Forest, Bushao Mountain, JJiuxiang, and the Shilin Karst Geological Research Museum. Due to limited time, as I want to visit JJiuxiang Caves afterwards, I will only visit the first two, which are the highlights. Major Stone Forest is the most scenic section, featuring the tallest and most imposing 270 million years old karst formations. You can see the Stone Forest inscription, a massive rock face carved with the site's name. Do make sure to go up the Peak View Pavilion somewhere in the center to get the best panoramic view. However, this is an extremely crowded spot due to its tight space. Spend some time afterwards to explore the maze-like routes that bring you along the jagged limestone pillars that reach up to 40 meters high, resembling a dense petrified forest. Next, follow the walking route to Minor Stone Forest section. The stone landscape here is more open and sparse compared to the denser Major Stone Forest. The main highlight is the iconic Ashima stone with local folklore poem telling the story of a beautiful and brave Yi girl who relentlessly fights against the powerful forces to pursue freedom and at last turn into a stone. If you only plan to visit Stone Forest for today, then you would have enough time to explore Bushao Mountain, JJiuxiang, and the Shilin Karst Geological Forest Museum as well. Along the exit route and just outside the exit area, there are food stalls and restaurants where you can get lunch, as it should be just past noon time. There are no bus from Stone Forest to JJiuxiang Caves, so I hired a driver on the spot to take me there. The journey of 40 kilometers took about 40 minutes and cost a negotiated price of 100 RMB. He agreed to wait for me for the return trip as well. You can get the entrance tickets on site. Head towards the entrance about 200 meters in. Past the entrance, you can either walk down the stairs or take the elevator down to the cave's entrance. I took the stairs, but I would recommend just taking the elevator as there isn't much to see here. Shown here is the site map, and number 1 is where the elevator is, number 2 is the start of the gorge. The initial portion you will be walking through runs along or below the impressive 100 meters deep gorge. The length of the route is about 700 meters. JJiuxiang Caves is one of the largest karst cave system in China, with about 100 caves in total. Truly a remarkable sight. Yet surprisingly, JJiuxiang Caves are not well known and not many visitors made a visit here. No overcrowding at all. The next spot is the Grand Lion Hall. It measures 15,000 square meters or about 3 football pitches, with roof being a huge rock without any support. Famously used as a shooting location for Jackie Chan's movie The Myth. Further along throughout the caves, there will be plenty of illuminated stalagmites and stalactites formations, highlighting the fascinating nature that took 600 million years to form. However, I have to say, I am never a fan of the disco-colored lights typically used in China's caves. The next section are the Tai Hong Bridge and the Twin Waterfalls. There is an optional glass slide that requires additional payment, or you can just take the stairs as I did. The Twin Waterfalls are 2 powerful roaring waterfalls cascading down 30 meters side by side, creating a spectacular visual and a deafening roar. A bit after are the fairy fields, followed by inverse stone forest, and lastly the cableway station. Fairy fields are geological formations consisting of layered terraced stone fields, resembles underground rice terraces. Inverse stone forest is another section of wonderful stalagmites and stalactites formations. Lastly, take the sightseeing cableway, which will bring you back to the starting point while providing sweeping views of the surrounding green karst hills. Overall, JJiuxiang Caves visit will take about 4 hours, starting from Stone Forest until getting back there or around 5 p.m. And I would highly recommend making the visit. From JJiuxiang Caves, the same driver took me back to Stone Forest area. There, I took the number 99 bus back to Shilin train station, and from there catch the high-speed train back to Kunming South Station before taking the metro back to city center. Likely, you'll be back to Kunming city center around 8:30 p.m. For the second day, I recommend visiting Green Lake, Yuantong Temple, and Western Hills. Green Lake and Yuantong Temple are just 500 meters from each other. Take the Metro Line 2 to Chuanxingulou Station and get out exit B. It is still about 1.5 kilometers walk in west direction to reach Green Lake. Unfortunately, there are no metro stations that are closer. Alternatively, take a DD taxi directly to it. You will pass by Yuantong Temple, but I decided to go Green Lake first as it is very popular and gets more crowded later in the day. Green Lake is a scenic 21-hectare urban oasis right in center of Kunming. Originally an ancient bay of Tianxi Lake, it transformed into a lake as water levels declined. During the Qing dynasty, governors enhanced the area by constructing traditional willow-draped dikes, zigzagging stone bridges, and beautiful pavilions. A visit to Green Lake offers a glimpse into the everyday life in Kunming. In the early mornings, you might find locals practicing Tai Chi, playing traditional Chinese instruments, and dancing. During my visit, which is start of winter season, you can see some of the thousands of black-headed gulls migrating from Siberia. You can purchase bread to hand-feed these birds here. The central mid-lake islet is where the beautiful Mid-Lake Pavilion, Biyi Pavilion, and the Guandu Fish Viewing Tower are located, featuring traditional Chinese garden design. There are also a couple of traditional tea houses as well as snacks and drink stalls in the area. Overall, allocate 1.5 hours for Green Lake. Walk is 500 meters to return to Yuantong Temple. Yuantong Temple is the oldest and largest Buddhist temple in Kunming, with a history of over 1,200 years. First constructed during the late 8th century, it was destroyed by war and later rebuilt in early 1300s during Yuan dynasty. Something unique about this temple is its inverted architectural layout. While most Chinese temples require visitors to climb upwards, Yuantong Temple is built in a natural depression. Hence, visitors will descend along a sloping garden path towards the main building. The temple is not that large compared to some others in China, but it is still worthwhile place to visit while in Kunming. At the rear of the complex, I was surprised to find a modern Thai-style copper Buddha hall. Built in 1985, it houses a 3.5 meter tall copper Sakyamuni statue gifted by the King of Thailand. The visit here will take slightly more than an hour. It should be close to noon now, so do get lunch nearby before heading back to Chuan Singulo station. The next location, Western Hills Forest Park, is located 17 kilometers away from the city center. Take Metro Line 3 to Western Hills Park Station, which will take about 40 minutes. Walk up from the metro station, head 100 meters left to find the Seasun Scenic Spot Tourist Center to buy the tickets. Take the stairs up besides the building to catch the bus, which brings you to North Gate in 12 minutes. In this map, number 1 is the metro station and number 2 is the North Gate where the bus brings you. From here, the shuttle will bring you to number 3. Then climb the stairs up to number 4 and head back down, passing DragonGate number 5. There is a cableway that you can take to skip climbing up, but it was under renovation during my visit. So that is another option if you want to skip climbing stairs. The Western Hills, or Seasun in Chinese, has an elevation of 2,500 meters and is located along the western shore of Tianqi Lake. During the Yuan dynasty, the area served as a scenic retreat for royalty, with a summer palace later converted to become a Taoist complex. The main attraction at Western Hills is the DragonGate grottos, Longmen, perched precariously on the sheer vertical cliffs of Lohan Hill. Since the cableway was under renovation, it took 30 minutes to walk up the 800-step stairs before the path descends along the cliffside. Along the route, you can get a panoramic view of the massive Tianqi Lake and the sprawling Kunming cityscape below. The most popular photo spot will be the Dragon Lake or Longmen Stone Archway. There are Taoist deities hand-carved into the cave just beside it. The stone path, the tunnels, rooms and deities took 72 years from 1781 to 1853 to complete. The walking route will bring you back to where the shuttle first dropped you off. There are some coffee shops and restaurants in this area if you are hungry. The visit to Western Hill from city center would take 3.5 hours in total, and you will be back to the city by 4 p.m. If you like to spend more time here, you can ask the bus to stop at Tai Hua Temple or Hua Ting Temple on the route back to the metro stop. The last location for the day is Nanping Pedestrian Street. Take Metro Line 2 to Dongfeng Square Station, then walk west for 400 meters. I stayed near this area, so I visited every day and take all my dinners here. As you walk towards it from the metro stop, you will pass lifelike bronze sculptures depicting traditional Kunming folk customs, such as locals carrying water, taking photo and walking their birds. Nanping Pedestrian Street is the bustling historical beating heart of Kunming. It is a vibrant street where visitors can shop and dine. At the street's intersection, you can see the Jinma Biji Archway, Golden Horse and Emerald Rooster Archway, beautifully illuminated at night. The square are surrounded by several large shopping malls, and there are multiple street food lanes located here and nearby. I spend most of my evenings at two of the malls here. The first is New World Sinobrite. The mall is selling more affordable local brands and might be a good place to drop by if you are not looking for branded stuff. However, I am here mostly for the sit-down restaurants, which you will find about a dozen of them at the upper floors. Located just outside are numerous street food stalls. There isn't that many tables available, so mostly you will have to eat while standing. Just beside the mall is this particular food street where I see a cluster of halal stalls. It is just adjacent to New World Sinobrite Mall. There are a few more food street, but I find this one in particular has more halal stalls. The other mall I frequent is Jiuxiang. I'm not really sure if that's the name of the mall. It is more upscale and has some Western brands among the local branded shops. However, I am also here mostly for the food. There are about a dozen restaurants at the lower level as well as at the top floor. Some of these restaurants are also a bit more upscale compared to those found at New World Sinobrite. Some sections of this mall are open air. A quick reminder to help like and subscribe to my channel for the next travel video. Another spot to mention is the area near New World Sinobrite. There is an open air area with a dozen outdoor souvenir or specialty stalls and half a dozen tea shops. I usually end my day getting a drink here. The surrounding area has several more food streets. I would recommend staying around this area while in Kunming. For the third day, I recommend visiting Yunnan Provincial Museum, Guandu Old Town and Kunming Old Street. However, I do recommend allocating enough days for Lijiang and Dali before considering a third day in Kunming. To go Yunnan Provincial Museum, take the Metro Line 1 to Xingyao Road Station, exit A2. The museum is still 1.9 kilometers away towards the southwest, so I rented a bicycle to get there. Alternatively, get a DD taxi. The Yunnan Provincial Museum is a large museum showcasing artifacts that detail the region's rich history. Spanning 3 levels, the exhibits guide visitors through 7 permanent chronological zones, highlighting everything from prehistoric fossils and the ancient Tian Kingdom to the province's vibrant ethnic minority cultures. The lower floors focus on natural history, Paleolithic human origins, and the phenomenal bronze culture of the ancient Tian Kingdom. As you move upwards, the focus shifts to the art, religion, and rich tradition of Yunnan's 25 native ethnic minority groups. Visitors can see exhibits displaying dinosaur fossils, intricate minority costumes, delicate jade and gold artifacts, and Nazi scripture books. The highlights include the ox-tiger bronze table and the spectacular gold Guanyin statue from the Dali Kingdom era. Overall, Chengdu Museum is better in terms of how comprehensive it is, but I think Yunnan Museum is also worth a visit if you have the time. The museum visit would take less than 2 hours, but getting here from city center would take 45 minutes. Next spot is Guandu Old Town, and it is just 500 meters or 10 minutes walk northeast from Yunnan Museum. Near the entrance, there is this suggested walking route map. Despite its name, most of the buildings here are new as the area underwent major restoration and rescue back in 2001. Only a few temples and pagodas buildings have a few hundred years of history. As with typical old towns, you can find many restaurants, snacks and drink stalls, cafe, souvenir clothing, and various other shops. The first old building you will come across is Yuantong Temple. Originally erected in the Nanzhao Kingdom period around 756, it underwent renovation during Qing Dynasty. The temple consists of the main hall, the side halls, the wing rooms, and the gate. The temple houses Buddhist and Taoist deities, as well as General Yue, a general during the Song dynasty. It isn't a large or particularly impressive temple, so it is just a quick stop. Further in, you will not miss the Jingang Pagoda in front of Miaozhan Temple. This pagoda was constructed in 1457 during Ming Dynasty. It stands 10.4 meters wide and 4.7 meters high. Located nearby is the Miaozhan Temple and its two 13-story pagodas. The Buddhist temple was built in 1290 during the Yuan Dynasty and now operates as a regional branch of the Shaolin Temple. The West Pagoda was actually destroyed by an earthquake, and what you see is a reconstruction. The last temple I dropped by is Tuzhu Miao. It dates back 1200 years ago to Tang era Nanzhao Kingdom. The main hall, rebuilt in the late 19th century, honors Mahakaya, the Great Black Heaven, a local protective deity revered by the Bai and other Yunnan minorities. All the temples in Guandu are pretty quiet during the time of my visit. Overall, it should take 1.5 hours to visit the area, and that will bring you to noontime. You can either get lunch here or at the next destination. Return the same way back to Xingyao Road Metro Station. The last location is Kunming Old Street. It is located just 500 meters west of Nanping Pedestrian Street, visited last evening. Take Metro Line 3 to Wuyi Road Station, exit B or C, and it is just a short 10 minutes walk in the east direction to the Old Street area. If you're not taken lunch, there are plenty of restaurants in this area. Nestled in the city center, the Kunming Old Street area is the last remaining historical neighborhood in the city. Roughly about 1.2 kilometers long, the 900-year-old historical district features traditional Qing Dynasty and Republic of China era architecture. Especially look out for the Western architectural style facades or decorative elements such as arched doors and windows, Roman columns, and plain brick walls. The neighborhood spans several major roads, most notably Wenming, Jiuxiang, and Qianwang Streets. It looks to be a very touristy area with plenty of restaurants, snacks and drink stores, modern tea houses and cafe, and souvenir shops. Along Jiuxiang Street, you will find bustling flower and bird market. There are also other animals being sold as pets as well. A popular photo spot is the narrow structure known as the Paper Tin Building. Located along Huanghua Street, this unique arc-shaped architectural landmark is famous for its extreme slender profile. And that concludes 3 days in Kunming. Lastly, I list out the cost of the activities and transportation for reference. Do pause if you like to have a look. Hope this information helps for your trip to Yunnan. A quick reminder to help like and subscribe to my channel.